mugshot. And you know who embraced it more than anybody else? The black population. It's incredible. You see black people walking around with my mugshot. You know, they do shirts.
When you heard that, what did you think? Big sigh.
First of all, I'm just going to say this. If I see a black person walking around with Trump mugshot, I'm going to punch him in the face.
Charles.
No, Gail.
Charles.
Gail.
You really can't say that because, A, you don't mean that.
I mean that sincerely. I'm going to just tell you something.
And then you will be arrested for assault. And then what?
I'm going to bail myself out and go celebrate.
Don't encourage him. Don't encourage him. Okay, but go ahead.
Seriously.
Continue.
First of all, if I was at that
conference,
I'd have got up and walked out. That was an insult to all black people. Because he's basically just saying, and first of all, to compare black history where we've been discriminated against to his plight.
Yes.
Well, first of all, he's a billionaire. And they're prosecuting him for stuff he did wrong. They're prosecuting him for stuff he did wrong. And for him to compare...
It's still in the court system, Charles. We have to wait. It's still in the court system. But continue.
Well,
continue.
Some of the stuff is true. They did storm the Capitol. They did say that the election was stolen. Those aren't lies, Gail. Those are
They
facts.
did say that. They did say that.
But to compare, I would have got up and walked out because it's not a fair comparison. You know, he's a billionaire. He's had a great life. He's been president of the United States. To insult black people who have been discriminated against all these years, to put them in the same category, I was just offended.
How many times have you been asked today if you're going to wear a Donald Trump shirt? Because you know the big thing right now with Charles Barkley said some shit.
If we would have...
Yes, this is the real Trump effect. Recently, CNN Axes, Charles and King's weekly show, King Charles, after 6 months, if you remember, this same person, stated clear he will punch any black person who put up Trump mugshot, and tell me if people be interested to ever watch this show, because I saw a lot of black people coming out, to react on this. They were furious, angry, like, oh, okay, let me put this on so you can punch me. I reacted to that video, even went viral. I've seen a lot of people, rejoicing, like, this is great. Who can actually even watch this show? We know what is happening with CNN. When you take a look at this article recently put out by the New York Post, the CNN Weekly Primetime Talk Show, co-hosted by basketball loudmouth Charles and CBS Morning Star, has ended a 6-month round that fee to produce ratings.
How many times have you been asked today if you're going to wear a Donald Trump shirt? Because you know the big thing right now with Charles Barkley said some shit.
If we would have take today and move it back to old Charles would be MAGA. He used to be the quintessential coon.
And everyone hated him.
And everybody hated him. He was like a black Republican.
They were making fun of him. What was it? Because he was married to a white woman?
You know what he reminds me? He reminds me of Eminem. If you took Eminem and blasted him back to the past, he'd be MAGA. He was always doing whatever was counterculture. So the same thing with Charles is like, okay, so what happened in Charles's world where he feels he has to have this type of rhetoric? Obviously, he's just talking. He's not really going to punch anybody.
I will argue that Charles probably votes Republican too. I would say most people.
Goes behind that curtain.
Goes behind the curtain. Does one of these.
Yeah.
Yes, the funniest part with some of these people is like they don't even know their audience, because...
Listen, this is to second of all, this is to my people at CNN. There was an article came out that our ratings weren't great, but I guess we want a certain demographic. I have zero idea what demographic, but I want to tell my team, and man, these Nielsen people are the biggest clowns in the world. Name me one person you know with a Nielsen box.
Are there still Nielsen boxes?
Yes, but there's still Nielsen ratings.
Yeah,
But
okay.
These Nielsen people try to say our ratings weren't great, but we want a certain demographic. Hey, man, to my team, fuck them. Don't you worry about, quote unquote, what people tell you about your ratings. Nobody knows what people are watching. They don't. You got a group of people who get to dictate who gets hired and fired. And that's the part that sucks about the Nielsen ratings. Some people who, quote unquote, they run the industry, They tell you what everybody's watching. They have zero idea what everybody's watching. And I know the first thing you're going to say, well, he's just upset because they said King Charles didn't get ratings. First of all, you are 100% fucking wrong. I actually said this exact same thing 20 years ago when I was on the #1 show. Let me repeat that. I said the same thing about the Nielsen people when I was on the #1 show on TNT. They have no idea who's watching inside the NBA. We all know people. We got all the family and friends. We got all the bars in the country. Nobody knows what people are watching.
It is so wrong in so many levels. One, you see the biased media. Imagine if Donald Trump would have said this. Everybody would be talking about it, but it's like hush, hush. Nobody say anything. Second, morally wrong to want to harm someone simply because they're a black Trump supporter. And the fact that the media is just hush, hush about this is wrong. This is so wrong to go after black Republicans in this hateful way. It is so unacceptable.
Yes, the funniest part with some of these people is like they don't even know their audience, because it is crazy. When you are running a show like this, it is to first identify who is watching you. For a very long time, we know that CNN benefit, through Trump. They came in like to be mentioning Trump names on daily basis, but doing it the wrong way. This guy came in, if I see you with a Trump mugshot, you will get a punch. If you see the number of TikTok videos that surface within that short period of time, it is so clear, tells you the show was failing. I saw it and I said it the day I reacted to a video similar to this, and today I was like, it has finally happened. That is it. CNN is, bringing in different shows, different people, and it continues to fail. Nobody's watching these people again, because individual content creators are putting out the real truth. Tell me what these guys were discussing here that you will not see as well. I want to know, what opinion can they contribute that you are not seeing it? When you look at the number of viewers that were watching these people, it was laughable. I think I did a lot of videos about this guy when he mentioned the slap. It is high time these people realize nobody's interested into what they are putting out, especially their opinions on certain issues. Within a very short period of time, he came trying to backtrack that phrase after a massive backlash, from people. That was when the show everything just tumbled after that incident. When you're running a show, you should know the kind of things you say, because according to him, he wanted to go viral. He went viral, but it turned out to be something extremely bad.